the moment, tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over, so we put our hands up like a ceiling can.
All right, welcome back. We are the Basilica Brothers for At Irish Touchdown. I'm Ted, and my co-host is Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Excited to talk about football now that we're off the bye week, which I'm very excited to see some real football.
Yeah, bye weeks are horrible.
Yes, always. I hate watching other teams. Speaking of other teams, we've got Texas A&M coming into town in the old stadium. Hopefully we will turn it around and have a 1-1 season on our hands. We're going to be talking everything Notre Dame this past, 2 weeks, going into this week, and then our predictions for the game on Saturday, which is at 7:30. Make you wait all night for this. Yes. So initially we're going to go into our initial thoughts with the team and how we feel we're developing. So, Matt, if you'd like to jump into it.
Yeah. Some of the things that I picked up on from the Miami game I really think the game came down to the line of scrimmage, both offensive line of scrimmage and defensive line of scrimmage. And that's what we want to execute better against A&M. If we block better on the offensive side and we get after their quarterback better on the defensive side, I think that would have changed the game against Miami, so I definitely think it'll impact the outcome of the A&M game. I think the ESPN has us at something crazy, like a 71% chance of winning the game, which sounds incredibly high, with a 6.5 point spread. Notre Dame 6.5 point favorite.
Coming off of a loss, which is interesting.
Yeah, coming off of a loss. And those folks aren't Notre Dame fans, so I guess sky's not falling for them like it is for us.
Right.
But I took that wow, they must not really think A&M same caliber of a football team as Notre Dame, which we would feel that way had we beat Miami, but the way they performed against A&M, it was oh gosh, we got a lot to correct.
Yeah, if I were a betting man, I would definitely take Notre Dame to win, but I don't know about the coverage. I think we'll win.
Because it's high?
Hey, it's just we're great at winning by 1, 2, 3 points.
Yeah.
Which, I love for Notre Dame to become a dominant team and be able to win by 35 over ranked teams, but we're just not there yet.
We beat A&M by 10 last year, I think.
Yeah, it was 20-something, 10 or something like that, 23-10.
Okay.
So, my initial reactions coming off the game and absorbing it for about a week and listening to other people is we're still trying to figure out where we need to put people, when we need to put people. I forget who it was, but someone mentioned that Boubacar wasn't in for a lot of key third down pass plays, which that's, send Boubacar to go tackle the quarterback.
Yeah. Every third down.
Right, yeah. And I don't know if it's just, I guess people were complaining of the heat and the cramping. I don't know at this level if that's a real thing anymore. With the medical advancements that we have and the preparation that you're going to Miami, it's hot. So I don't understand how cramping is an issue.
Yeah. Well, those kids surely are in the best shape of their life, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 19, 20 years old, in elite shape.
Paid athletes.
Yeah.
All of them. So I think we're missing out on something. We're still trying to figure out who we are. The identity is clearly not there, and hopefully this trial and error, and we can just get back to some football. Put the best players doing what they do best, and just go. because it felt like we were 3 teams 2 weeks ago trying to smash in together one team.
Yeah.
And it was like a PBJ sandwich. You just squish it together and hope it lands together, and it didn't. Jelly was all over the place. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, it does. I mean, we saw obviously like the attitude or the intensity or the magic or the mojo or whatever you want to call it from last year's team
Yeah.
was in last year's team. Right? The last time that team played in Miami against Penn State, they did not bring that same cohesiveness to the first game of the year. So hopefully they recapture it. Sometimes that stuff's really hard to transfer from year to year because last year's team was real like a brotherhood, and sometimes you get that, and sometimes you don't.
It felt more organized last year.
Yeah,
But, I mean, it's been one game, so
right.
hard to compare.
Because they had to develop that last year. It wasn't really until like Purdue and after where it was like, okay, we're cooking with gas now.
Now, this isn't a question that we practiced beforehand, so I'm sorry. But talking about last year's team, what's one player from last year that you could bring back and make them play this year that you would want?
From last year,
Yeah.
Riley Mills.
Okay. Even though the defense stunk?
From last year's defense did
No,
not.
no. This year's defense stunk last week. You would bring back an offensive player.
Riley Mills.
Riley Mills, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Riley
not
Mills,
not his brother Riley Leonard.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Riley Mills. I put him right back on that defensive line.
Yep. That's actually who I was thinking of as the defensive line. Yep. We need to strengthen that up.
Or Xavier Watts, but probably Riley Mills. I want the guy that punches somebody in a face mask.
Maybe not literally, but yes.
Well, he did that. Remember against USC? He punched the guy?
Yes. Wow. I blocked that one out.
And we were like, oh gosh, is that reviewable?
Oh, yes. That's right.
Yeah, we
I
need
was in
that
Miami.
back. We need that attitude back.
Yeah. I was in the stands for Miami, and someone actually thought that one of our guys took a swing. And they're like, please don't review. I think it was just a shove off to get away from it. It looked more like a punch. All right. So we've kind of led into this. What are some changes that you need to see this week? One, to make you feel better, but two, to get the W.
Well, I think if the offensive line, if they look different, if they look like they've prepared against Texas A&M like they knew they didn't play good against Miami, it'll at least make me happier. It'll make me feel like they told them, hey guys, that wasn't very good. Because you don't really expect Marcus Freeman to go into a press conference and just bash a coach or bash the offensive line, but you do expect him to do that behind closed doors. So if they come out against Texas A&M and they say, hey, last week was a little bit unusual, the first week was a little bit unusual, and we're going to block our butts off, I'll feel like they spent these past 2 weeks understanding that you're not gonna have much success if you block the way you did against Miami.
Yeah. And I think for me, I'd love to see when Ohio State last year did their flip and they were just the team you couldn't touch. I don't need to see the overall huge change. I know we're going to have mistakes everywhere. But I want to see more of a progression to that. As far as the game is never in question. The game's never in doubt. Sure, it's 10-0 or whatever, but they didn't get across the 50-yard line for a quarter, something like that. Defensively, offensively, I'd like to see more of the training wheels continue to be removed from CJ. See CJ develop into more of a complete quarterback as far as handing the ball off. When it's RPO, it's not just a P. There's
Yeah.
also the R in there.
There's also the R, yeah.
And it's not an option. Just hand the ball to the most athletic person you have on your team. And then let's get the running game going so that we can throw the pass. Not throw the pass hoping that later on we can run. Because that didn't happen in Miami.
Yeah.
We threw 4 or 5 in a row. And then we're like, oh, let's try a run. They know what that looks like. And then they just keyed in on what a pass was, and they knew what the other play was. It was a run. And we couldn't. We couldn't run.
Well, we did.
At times.
Yeah. And then we didn't give the ball to him again.
Yeah, and from what I understood, he did get benched.
Because of that fumble?
Yeah.
They,
Yeah. It wasn't, he was cramping. It was, we can't trust you with the ball.
I could not disagree more with that decision.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't care what I say, but
But I guess if you got Love on the other side, why do you need to hand it off to him if he's the one fumbling?
because he's the one cooking
Cooking and fumbling.
once. He didn't have a track record of fumbling.
Yeah. On the goal line, though.
Yeah, if you want to do that when you're up by 14 against Ball State, sure. But when he's been your most effective offensive weapon for a whole drive, you don't score on that drive without Price.
Yeah.
Then rethink it.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the play is on there. I've never been a coach. Just I get the point of sending the message to the team: do your job and don't mess up, or you'll be benched. So I get that message. You know, it's kind of like don't show up late to the meeting, otherwise you're not playing. You know, people will show up. People won't fumble. So it's like a long-term plan, but the long-term plan gave you a loss. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that one. It's kind of like raising children. All right, moving on to our predictions. Not just Notre Dame, but feel free to throw any other games out there that you're interested in.
Oh, it's a tough one. The Notre Dame A&M one is, I don't know. It's tough for me. It's really tough because I think that if our game plan against Texas A&M is the same game plan against Miami,
Yeah.
there is a very real chance that we'll lose against Texas A&M. I think that if your offensive game plan is not designed around Jeremiah Love, you could be in real trouble. And
Yeah.
you got to get Great House. You got to get Great House going. I love Faison. I love him. But he's not nowhere near the centerpiece of this offense. And CJ Carr played really well. He's not the centerpiece of this offense. Jeremiah Love is.
Yeah.
So, get Love going.
Yeah, 10 runs isn't enough. I
No.
don't care how many times you pass it to him.
And he had, before the season started, he had legitimate Heisman talk around him.
Yeah, it's gone.
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 But I wonder is if you told the offensive line for these past couple of weeks, all right, game plan against Miami is we're going to expect you to run block your butts off. If that's not like a good mental positive thing, like that's a real good challenge. Hey, an SEC team's coming to our house, and what we're going to do is you better be ready to run it right at them and let Love break off some 20 and 30-yard runs. I think just opens the whole game up, even defensively. You got defensive players watching Love hurdle people. I mean, everybody's going to be hyped.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I think you just got to treat him differently than you did against Miami, because the reality is if Love doesn't get another handoff for the rest of the season, he's going to the NFL. He does not need one more handoff this year, and he will still get drafted.
Yeah. Well, look at our quarterback last year.
Yeah.
Didn't play the season. Yep. All right. What do you think the points are going to be?
You came back to it.
Can't get off that easy.
Probably. If Notre Dame, who we talked all off season about, comes, I feel like a 31-10.
Yeah. I don't see them scoring less than they did against Miami.
I don't either.
Yeah.
And some of these, Utah State and UTSA both put up points against A&M.
I think it was 20-something
Per team.
Yeah. Man, I hope we're better than UTSA.
Yeah, please let that be a reality. So I feel like if the Notre Dame we know when Love shows up, I feel like a 31-10 type game could happen.
Yeah.
But that makes me really nervous that I feel
That
like
you're
that kind of that kind of score can happen.
You're old school Notre Dame. I love it. All right. So I'm going Notre Dame, obviously. My keys to why are, was it UTSA ran for 200?
Yeah.
UTSA ran for 200, had the ball for 34 minutes, and really held up Texas A&M scoring. They really couldn't get anything on the ground going. They just got beat because they don't have athletes on the edges, so they were able to pass. We've got athletes on the edge, and we have a running game. So I see us running over Texas A&M, around them, and quite literally leaping over them, doing a Saquon Barkley backwards, jumping over people. I think 200 yards rushing isn't out of the question. And I think probably I'm gonna go in the 40s for us. We scored 40 a lot last year, and coming home with that desperation that we have to win. Can't go 0-2. Just can't. Won't happen. I'm thinking 41, 42, 43 to maybe 17, because we averaged giving up 15 points, I think, last year. Or maybe that's what we were projected this year. So 42, let's just go 42-20. I think that is a realistic score. I'm a little new Notre Dame, so I'm still excited, and I've got faith that they can turn this around. The other game that I was interested in, and I'm interested in your perspective, Georgia, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia's favored by 3.5 at Tennessee. You don't have to give me a score, but who do you think's winning?
I mean, Neyland Stadium's going to be rocking. I like Tennessee.
Nice. I'm going Tennessee as well. I don't think Georgia's got it,
Yeah.
which is always good for Notre Dame.
Yeah, anytime Kirby Smart's not as good as he could be, I think it helps everybody.
Recruiting.
Because he's a great coach, no doubt.
All right. Any final thoughts on the
Yeah,
week?
I think just to nitpick, another thing that I'd like to see changed is at the end of the first half, in the beginning of the second half, I want to see a completely different football team against A&M. We can't give up a score to close out the half, and we can't give up a score to open the new half.
Yeah.
So control that area of the game, which I'm sure, like all the analysts and all of those guys told Marcus, like, this is where we got absolutely killed. So let's do that differently.
Yeah. Yeah. They say that win the 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the middle 8.
Yeah, 4 before and the 4 after. Yeah, I think we need to win the turnover battle.
I mean, the defense needs to force a turnover.
Yeah. I guess you can give it to Miami. They played basically a perfect game, other than their missed field goal.
They really did. They were almost flawless.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Any more thoughts? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's it.
Okay. So, like always, like and subscribe. Throw some comments down. If you like what you see or want some more of something else, give us a comment. As always, I'm Ted, and this is Matt. We're the Basilica Brothers, and as always,
Go Irish.
go Irish.